The Qatar Grand Prix, which should have been the stage for a major victory for Oscar Piastri, turned into one of McLaren's darkest moments in the 2025 season. Many observers call this race one of McLaren's biggest strategic mistakes in the past decade, robbing them of a chance to win, destroying their drivers' confidence, and completely changing the world title race. It all started when an incident triggered a safety car early in the race. For most teams, this was a golden opportunity to pit early to save time and strengthen their strategic position. Red Bull acted quickly and immediately called in Max Verstappen. Even some midfield teams didn't hesitate to make a similar decision. However, McLaren chose the opposite. Confident they had the fastest car all weekend, McLaren took a huge risk. They didn't call in Oscar Piastri or Lando Norris for the first pit stop. The team believed that if both drivers executed a perfect restart, they could build a sufficient lead before the next pit stop. Unfortunately, that confidence wasn't matched by accurate predictions. When the safety car came in, Piastri tried hard to close the gap. He pushed his McLaren to the limit, but the pace of the race and tire conditions didn't support this strategy. Verstappen, who had already pitted, actually gained a positional advantage when the McLaren drivers had to pit at a less than ideal time. From the start, McLaren's decision was questioned by Lando Norris. Over the radio, Norris repeatedly pointed out that their rivals had already pitted, and that the team's strategy could leave them trapped in traffic. His voice was frustrated, but the decision had been made, and McLaren stuck to its original plan. The situation worsened when McLaren finally called Piastri for a second pit stop. By then it was too late. Verstappen had established a comfortable lead, while Piastri had missed a golden opportunity to steal victory from the three-time world champion. Although Piastri still managed to finish second, his expression and comments clearly conveyed the depth of his disappointment. He stated that, in retrospect, it was very clear what we should have done. It was a simple statement, but it carried a significant meaning. Many analysts saw this as a sign of serious frustration, and rumors even emerged that Piastri was beginning to doubt McLaren's direction in the title fight. Lando Norris, on the other hand, suffered a worse fate. After the second restart, he was caught in a fierce duel with Andrea Kimi Antonelli. This long battle ultimately resulted in Norris only finishing fourth, losing crucial points in the world title fight. In the paddock, the atmosphere in the McLaren garage was described as silent, somber, and filled with shocked faces. McLaren CEO Zak Brown even refused to speak to Sky Sports after the race, something he rarely does. Many saw this decision as a tacit admission that the team had made a huge mistake. In the end, McLaren had to face the bitter truth. They should have finished P1 and P3. But due to a flawed strategy, Verstappen emerged victorious, gaining vital points that revived his title chances. The standings are now even tighter. Verstappen is only 12 points behind Norris. Piastri is 16 points behind Norris. Heading to Abu Dhabi, the championship has become an incredibly heated three-way battle. But on the other hand, public confidence, and even the drivers themselves, in McLaren's ability to execute strategy under pressure, is beginning to be questioned. Worse still, this is the second time in 2 weeks that McLaren has had to apologize to its drivers. This situation has many wondering. How could the team with the fastest car and two of the most consistent drivers this season repeatedly fail to capitalize on their biggest opportunities? This video highlights one crucial point. The Qatar strategy error may not be just a momentary blunder. It could be what will become known as the turning point, the moment McLaren loses the championship they should have won. If the title ultimately goes to Verstappen, many journalists predict the Qatar error will haunt McLaren for years. There are even rumors that Oscar Piastri, who feels his performance has been continually hurt by the strategy error, is beginning to consider his future with the team. And with the pressure mounting, the question now echoes in the Formula One paddock. Will McLaren bounce back in Abu Dhabi? Or will the poor strategy in Qatar be remembered as the beginning of the downfall of their title ambitions?
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything.